Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I hope you are having a great day. Today's stories includes toxic parents, relationship problems, DNA test, family issues, and entitled people. Let's start. Am I the a-hole for having a photo of my son's DNA test framed and hanging in the living room? I, male, 32, met my wife 3 years ago. We got married 9 months ago. We have a baby boy together that she got pregnant with while we were engaged. My wife used to be AS worker. No judgment on that, please. She did what she had to do to survive. My parents were always being skeptical about her and a lot of times asked if I want to settle down with her. When she got pregnant, they went nuts and demanded a DNA test. They refused to attend the wedding until the DNA test was done, which caused a huge problem. They ended up missing the wedding, obviously. The test was done because my wife wanted to prove a point, and eventually my parents made amends and we reconciled. They started visiting and yesterday noticed the photo of the DNA test that I hang in the living room. They asked about it and I told that it serves as a reminder for why they didn't attend my wedding. They were stunned and livid when I mentioned that I tell any guest the same thing I told them. Mom and Dad were mad and asked me repeatedly to take it down, saying I'm being too harsh on them and refusing to let go of the past, as well as embarrassing them to the other family members. I refused to take it down and I admit being sarcastic in my response, saying it goes with the house decor. They begged, then refused to come over anymore till I removed it. My brother thinks it's petty and childish and said I should take it down. Alright, I'm editing some stuff in. First of all, my wife does not mind having the photo up. She laughs about it sometimes, but she's still carrying some hurt that was caused by what happened. And second of all, no, she no longer does work, it's all in the past. And did I mention that my brother and I aren't close? He's known as the crackhead in the family. So that's that. Well, I'll go with not the a-hole. Your house, your rules, or better, your house, your choice of decor. If you end up teaching your parents a lesson for being an a-hole to your wife, even better. I'd say you're the a-hole if your wife was hurt about it, but since she is okay with it, not the a-hole. Now let's go to the comments. And what did you guys think of this situation? What would you do if you were OP? Now let's read what the comments say. How does your wife feel about her past being a continued topic for public conversation? That's really the only thing that matters. Edit, OP replied, his wife is on board with it, although still hurt by his family's reactions. Not the a-hole for having it where his parents can see it, but I feel like he should rethink his strategy going forward. There could be other ramifications as his child gets older. Also, why do his parents know what she did for work? My partner's parents have no clue. Why does he know? Edit, I am a part-time sex worker. I did full service for several years. I'm also autistic. I'm asking a question because I literally want the answers to that actual question. I don't need people to tell me what work is like. It's not relevant or helpful. Well, it's more about my parents' reaction to the news of her pregnancy than anything really. But my wife doesn't mind. Not the a-hole, is it petty? Yes it is. Is it your right to be petty? Yes it is. In fact, maybe they should be gifted with their own framed copy. Every year. LOL. Not the a-hole, it's my kind of petty. But take it down before your child is old enough to notice and ask questions. You're refusing to let go of the past. A bit rich coming from the parents who demanded a DNA test because they couldn't let go of your wife's past. Not the a-hole. Take it down, saying I'm being too harsh on them and refusing to let go of the past. Funny how that only works when it's in favor of them, but not when they were asked to let go of the fact that your wife did what she had to survive. Not the a-hole. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And what about you guys? Do you agree with the comments? Would you advise something else to OP? Don't forget to leave your comments down below. Oh, and I hope you are enjoying the video so far. If so, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications to know when a new video is out. Now let's go to the next story. The DNA test came back positive, male 28, female 27, female 20. I've been with my fiancé for 5 years, but there was a point in our relationship where we split. During that point, I did sleep with someone else and I was told that I was the father of a 6-month-old baby. We are supposed to get married next Saturday, ceremony, reception and everything, and it's a big wedding. She knows that I was tested, but both of us believed there was no way that I could be the dad. We used a condom and she even said she was on birth control. Honestly, we haven't really even talked about it because it just felt impossible that I was the dad. Jesus. I don't even know what I'm going to tell her or anybody for that matter. Wow, OP, you are in a tough spot. I understand you guys broke up, but it's going to be a huge blow to your fiancé. You have to tell her, and the decision she makes you will have to accept. Because starting a marriage with someone who just had a baby with someone else is difficult. Even though she understands the whole situation, it's something she didn't count on when she agreed to marry you. Whatever her decision, you are a parent, and if you choose to be part of the child's life or not, you will have to contribute financially until their adult life. Anyway, good luck to all of you. And what did you guys think of this situation? What would you do if you were OP? Now let's read what the comments say. Well, your fiancé should know. She should know before the wedding. It would be a real dick move to tell her after. Definitely. Should have phrased my question as how do I tell my fiancé? Dude, you tell her now and prepare yourself mentally to lose your fiancé. This is hard for a lot of people and there is a chance she will walk and she needs to know ASAP in case she needs to cancel or adjust wedding plans. Don't be selfish. There's nothing you can do. It's done. You're a father, congratulations. You need to tell your fiancé immediately. You both tried to ignore it and pretend it wasn't happening, that didn't work. Tell your fiancé, then both of you need to sit down with the mother and figure out a plan. Tell her now. So she has some time to process it before she gets back. To be honest, I would postpone your wedding. This is not a scenario that you can rush, and with the wedding looming over you it would be easy to go ahead, but what happens in 6 months? You're now a father to child she isn't the mother of. You will need a co-parenting relationship with your baby's mother for the next 18 years. Visitation, maintenance, holidays, etc. Everything has changed. In 8 days not only will she be a newlywed, she will also be a step-parent to a young baby. Step-parenting and co-parenting is not easy. Neither is settling in a new marriage. I feel so sorry for her, what an absolute nightmare. Update, I told her. I called her because waiting until she was coming back was risky. It was hard and she just asked me questions. From her tone, she wasn't mad, but visibly disappointed. I can't really give a good update until she actually comes back here because it's so hard to communicate about this through the phone. We were on the phone for a good hour until she had to go. She was just wondering what we're going to do, but we haven't established anything about the wedding because, like I said, it's hard to do so on the phone. And what about you guys? Do you agree with the comments? Would you advise something else to OP? Don't forget to leave your comments down below. Now let's go to the next story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to take a DNA test to confirm my fiancé and I are not related because I'm uncomfortable sharing my DNA with big business? So my 27 male fiancé, 26 female, is adopted. She was adopted at birth and hasn't had any contact with her birth family. She read an article a few months ago about a married couple who were both adopted and found out they were biological siblings 6 years into their marriage. Now, she's worried that might be us, even though I was not adopted. I've explained to her over and over again that my parents have been faithful to each other, so there is no way we are siblings. She still wants us to get tested in case there is an uncle or other relative of mine that slept around. She knows her birth mother was a S worker and our families lived in the same major city. I think she's being ridiculous. I don't want to waste $200 on us getting tested. I don't want to have my DNA sitting in some database where it can be hacked into. I also don't want my data sitting on a website where anyone connected to my tree can find me. It weirds me out. I told her I wasn't comfortable with her getting tested either because who knows what skeletons her biological family has in the closet. I don't want her to find out she's related to bad people and then be upset. I also don't want half of my future kids' genetic makeup sitting in some confidential corporate database. I told her all of this, but she still brings it up. I may have crossed a line today when I told her she was being disrespectful of my family by indicating one of them may have abandoned their child. She started crying and left. She's not answering any of my phone calls or texts, and her sister is calling me an a-hole for saying mean things about her biological family. As far as I'm concerned, they abandoned her, so they are dead to me and I don't owe them any respect. On the other hand, they are genetically related to her, so maybe by proxy I'm calling her a deadbeat too? I still don't want either of us to do the test, but I have a feeling this isn't going to blow over. So, am I the a-hole if I continue standing firm and refuse to get tested? OP is the a-hole. He's downplaying his fiancé's fears and therefore her feelings. Just be a little more supportive and try to find a better solution, like in one of the comments. Go to your doctor or private clinic, get tested and clear your fiancé's doubts. Oh, and just because her biological family might be dead to you, she might not feel the same way about them. Be better. And what did you guys think of this situation? What would you do if you were OP? Now let's read what the comments say. You are the a-hole. Dude, you could just go to your medical provider, explain the situation and have them run a comparison. It's really not rocket science and the results don't need to be stored or skeletons unearthed, but it is an easy way to get the answer your future wife is after and settle her mind. As to the reasoning for the doc, we are thinking of having children and there is valid concern that we are related. Please have our DNA compared. I didn't realize this was an option, but it sounds like a good compromise if it isn't too expensive. I'll look into it. You are the a-hole. I was going to go with no a-holes until I read your last stanza. That is plain mean, man. You are insulting her birth parents while even she doesn't know much about them. Her concerns are also more severe than yours. How could she be feeling safe and happy with you with questions like that lurking in her head? This will definitely not blow over. You'd be wiser to give in. I decided he was the a-hole when he said he doesn't want her to take a DNA test. He's allowed to be private about his own DNA, and he has to respect her choice to share her DNA and find her birth family. He's decided for her that finding her birth family is pointless. Jesus OP. I don't think you could have handled this any worse. You threw all her fears back in her face. You've made no effort to ease her anxiety. You've basically called out her ancestry as low. You threw your own prejudices back at her. That's disgusting, by the way. You are the a-hole. Yikes. You are the a-hole not because you don't want to get tested, but because you said she shouldn't and pretty much everything else that came out of your mouth in the process of saying it. And what about you guys? Do you agree with the comments? Would you advise something else to OP? Don't forget to leave your comments down below. And that's it for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time.